boys and girls, and welcome back. This week in art, we are creating our clay project, and we will be using Model Magic. We are creating a clay bird. You can turn it into any type of bird that you would like. I will show you how to create your own Caraway owl, and if you want to add or change anything, you are welcome to do that. I have a piece of Model Magic, I have a plastic fork, and a pencil to help me create different details. I also have a nice mat that I'm placing everything on, and that way it makes my table or keeps my table nice and neat and clean. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to push these materials, these utensils, off to the side for now. And if you have a hard time opening your Model Magic, you can always use a pair of scissors. Cut off the top, and then along the back, just tear all the way down. And now you have your piece of Model Magic. So the first thing we're going to do is take off. We want the majority of the clay to be for the body, but we do want to add things like wings and eyes and feet to the bottom. So we're going to take off a piece, place it to the side, and then we're going to take that bigger piece, we're going to roll it into a ball or a sphere. Since we're working with form, we're thinking about different shapes or forms like a sphere rather than a flat circle. And once you have your sphere, you're going to take your finger, your thumb, and you're going to press it into the center of the clay, and then you're going to hold it with both hands, and you're going to press around the edge. Your thumb is going towards your fingers. You're going to make a nice little pinch pot, but you want the top to kind of come out, so you're actually going to press your thumb gently so that it starts manipulating the clay to look more like a cone, and your fingers can help gear that by creating this triangle shape on top, making that kind of cone shape for your clay bird. And this is going to be for the body of our clay bird, and all I'm doing is just gently pressing and turning the clay with both of my hands at the same time to make that clay little pinch pot that's going to be turned. Rather than having it sit like this, we're going to turn it this way to make our clay bird's body. So now that I have it the way that I want it, I can make sure that it's exactly the way I want it. We want the base around the edges to be a little thicker. We don't want this to be too thin because then it'll stretch it out and it might break it. If you accidentally make a mistake, you're always welcome to just take a little piece and tear it off and then place it on top to kind of fix that little mistake that you made, and then press it together so that you don't really see that anymore. And that's how to fix any accidental stretching that creates a little hole. So once I have that, I'm going to start by taking off two pieces that are about the same size, about as far as my knuckle is to my thumb. It's about the size of it, and I'm going to roll these into a ball or a sphere. I'm going to roll it back and forth after that because I want this to be the wing. So I made it a little bit longer so that it looks more like a wing, and then I'm pressing it down with my hand, and then I pinch the end to make a nice wing that's going to go on one side of our bird's body, and I'm going to press that down so it stays nice and attached. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Roll it into a ball, back and forth just a little bit to give it some more length. Pinch one side, press down, so that we have our second wing. We want it to look almost exactly the same. They look to be about the same length to me. So I'm going to attach this wing on the other side, and I can flatten it a little bit more too to make sure that it stays attached. So now we have our wings on the sides of our bird, and we can add some feet. So I'm going to take two more little pieces. I'm going to roll them into a sphere, and I'm going to press them down to the table. And if I want to, I can turn them into little toes by just kind of tearing away at clay. You can also pinching it might be a better idea. So let's try that again. So I'm going to make his little feet by rolling a ball, pressing it down onto the surface of the table, and then I'm going to pinch 3 little toes. And I'm going to press that to the front of my clay bird. I'm going to do the same thing for the other foot. Roll it in a ball. Press it flat to the table. Pinch one side, pinch the middle, and pinch the last side to create 3 little toes. And I'm going to place that on the other side next to that first foot. So far we can start seeing our bird coming together. Now if you want to make an owl, you will need to add little ears on top. So I'm taking a little piece of clay, rolling it around, and making a little triangle. So I pinch one side, leaving the other side open so that it makes a little triangle shape. And then I'm going to press the other side in so it has this nice triangular shape. I'm going to put one ear on one side and do the same thing on the other side. Roll it into a ball, pinch together, press to make that flat, pinch it down, and then place the other ear on top so that it looks more like an owl with some ears. You can even kind of have them have like a rounded curve going around our finger. And then we're going to make our eyes. So our owl's eyes are going to be flat circles. So we roll it into a form of a sphere, press it flat, place one on one side, do the same thing to the other side. Roll it around, press it flat, place it on the other side. Nice big owl eyes. We can even take our fork or our pencil and draw a little, press into it to make a little circle, and then draw little lines coming from that circle to make it look more like an owl. And there we go. And then we need to make our owl's beak. I'm going to take this piece of clay, roll it into a ball, pinch to make a little triangle, and I'm going to turn it and pinch so it looks like a cone. Press the edge to the table to flatten that, and then press it onto our owl. Press it nicely. I'm going to flatten that a little bit. I can use the back of my finger, press that nail into there, and I can give him some little nostrils if I want to. I can also take my fork and add little lines to create little feather marks. And little details like that. So it looks like little feathers. If I want to add a tail, I can use the rest of this clay that I have and add some little tail feathers to the owl. So he's got a little tail. you go. You have your very own owl. Now when this dries, you are welcome to use watercolor paint and decorate your owl with all different colors, or if you choose to do a different bird, decorate your different bird, whichever kind of bird you choose to create, with lots of different watercolors using your watercolor set. I hope that you enjoyed creating your clay owl or your clay bird today. I can't wait to see how they turn out. I hope that you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.